Welcome to all the attendees, and thank you for attending the Emerging Immunotherapeutics for Ovarian Cancer Symposium. I'm Jan Reichert, Executive Director of the Antibody Society. We're hosting this 4-hour symposium in collaboration with the Ovarian Cancer Research Alliance. Today, our combined goal is to inform and educate you about ovarian cancer, current treatment options for the disease, and especially the challenges faced by scientists who are developing new therapies. Our program includes scientific presentations by 4 expert speakers. After the first 2 speakers have given their presentations, we'll have a panel discussion designed to educate you about the disease, patient perspectives, and treatment options. If you've not been affected by ovarian cancer or work in the field, you may have some misperceptions about the disease. I know I did before doing a bit of basic research online in preparation for the symposium. The panelists will discuss diagnosis, the pros and cons of existing treatment options, and how physicians and patients decide on the best options for them. New therapies that might become available in the future will also be discussed. From 10 to 10:30, that is Pacific time, for those like me on the East Coast, that's 1 to 1:30, we'll have a networking period. During this time, you can interact with other attendees via the Say Hi feature found in the attendee section of the platform, or use the Break the Ice feature in the community section. We also encourage you to enter the booths in the exhibitor section of the platform, where you can chat with the exhibitors, and you'll also find an array of materials from the exhibitors, demos, as well as videos. In particular, I encourage you to go to the Society's booth and register for our raffle. 10 lucky winners will get a stylish t-shirt that has been very popular with the conference crowds. Of course, that was back in the day when in-person conferences were the norm, but for now, we'll need to just make do with mailing the t-shirts to the winners. Please do enter the raffle. Please also use the chat feature to ask questions throughout the event. Following the second set of presentations, we have reserved a 30-minute period at the end of the symposium to allow time for speakers to respond to any questions that were not addressed after their own presentations, any questions that may have come in during the panel discussion also, and for concluding remarks. The Society's operations manager and HUVA expert, Pam Borgard, is available to help. If you have any trouble with features of HUVA or the operation, please use the Zoom chat and contact her. The symposium program was designed by Dr. Jonathan Sokolosky, whose passion and enthusiasm for research related to ovarian cancer is boundless and infectious. He holds the position of senior scientist in the Department of Antibody Engineering at Genentech. He's also the 2020 winner of the Antibody Society's James S. Houston Antibody Science Talent Award. Jonathan also participates in many of the activities of the Ovarian Cancer Research Alliance. So I'll now pass the mic, so to speak, over to Jake Carlin, who is the Associate Director of Donor Relations at the Ovarian Cancer Research Alliance, and he will tell you about these activities. Jake.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Jan, for the introduction, and it is an honor to be here. I would love to start off by just showing a short video which highlights some of the work that OCRA does in the ovarian cancer space, both research, patient advocacy, and patient programs. So I will share my screen. Perfect. And that was just a short snippet of what OCRA does. But to go more in depth, I would like to first off start off by saying it is such an honor to be a charity partner of the Antibody Society Emerging Immunotherapeutics for Ovarian Cancer Symposium. Seeing all the brightest minds come together to speak about the advancements in ovarian cancer research is truly inspiring. To speak about the statistics that surround ovarian cancer briefly, ovarian cancer is the #1 deadliest cancer for women. Nearly 230,000 women in the US are currently living with ovarian cancer, and every 23 minutes, another woman is diagnosed with ovarian cancer in the US. Currently, there is no early detection, and most ovarian cancer cases are diagnosed in advanced stages, with only about 15% diagnosed in early stages. As Ovarian Cancer Research Alliance is the largest global organization dedicated to fighting ovarian cancer and is the largest non-government funder of ovarian cancer research, we see firsthand the impact research has on deadly diseases. Since 1998, OCRA has funded over $100 million in private research. As you may know, the money we raise and give to researchers is crucial for so many reasons. There are many diseases that receive more attention and thus more funding, which can make it particularly hard to attract young, struggling researchers to the field. The researchers often have new and exciting ideas they'd like to pursue, but government funding typically goes to more tried and true projects that have some pilot data to back it up. This is where OCRA steps in. We receive approximately 200 research applications every year, and these proposals, which now not only come from the US, but international scientists as well, are then peer-reviewed by our 27-member Scientific Advisory Committee. This committee is the largest standing review group of ovarian cancer experts in the world. Since our inception, OCRA has funded 363 grants at 81 leading medical institutions. OCRA understands the importance of research, but also prides itself on its focus of advocacy and patient programs. Speaking of advocacy, OCRA works in tandem with Capitol Hill for legislation to benefit patients and survivors, and we work to increase the federal government's funding of ovarian cancer research. Since 1998, OCRA has been instrumental in securing over $2.5 billion in federal funding for ovarian cancer awareness and research. OCRA can achieve this through the tireless efforts of our policy staff and our programs that help train people to become the voice of the community. Our advocate leaders from 41 different states work with our staff, mentor each other, and advocate in their home states throughout the year. At least once a year, our advocate leaders join our policy staff in Washington, D.C. Dr. Jonathan Sokolosky is actually one of our amazing advocate leaders. In tandem with our advocate leaders, we also have our research advocates, which help fund agencies and scientists understand and prioritize questions that are important to survivors, ensuring that research is patient-focused and truly addresses what is most needed. And finally, to speak about our crucial patient programs, OCRA's Women to Women program, which provides one-on-one emotional support and mentoring to recently diagnosed women and their families, has 41 sites across the country. With COVID-19 shifting our focus to the virtual space, we now also offer a virtual Women to Women program so that geography is never a barrier for you receiving the support you need. Another program OCRA offers is Survivors Teaching Students. This program helps educate for future health professionals by bringing in ovarian cancer survivors to share their stories and help doctors, nurses, and other healthcare providers learn more about the disease from the patient's perspective. Annually, we have more than 900 survivor volunteers reach about 12,000 healthcare students worldwide. And since its inception, we've nearly reached 100,000 individuals from this program. For OCRA to fund cutting-edge research, advocate on Capitol Hill, and empower patients through support programs, we rely heavily on our community. One individual I'd like to highlight is our very own Dr. Jonathan Sokolosky. Currently, Jonathan has partnered with OCRA to create a friendly fundraising competition with another member of our community, Andrew Berger, in our first Coast to Coast. The event, which honors both of their mothers who have passed away from ovarian cancer, is an epic fundraising battle where we are pitting two of our most successful fundraisers who happen to live on opposite coasts against each other to raise the most amount of money possible and to earn bragging rights. To learn more about this initiative, and to help Jonathan win this competition, please visit OCRA's booth. All of this to say that we must together put an end to ovarian cancer. To achieve this, we must focus on research, creating and joining symposiums like this to ensure we are pushing the boundary to find a breakthrough whilst focusing on our patient community and advocacy efforts. If you'd like to learn more about OCRA, please visit our exhibitor booth. Thank you all so much, and I will pass the metaphorical microphone over to Jonathan now.
Hi, everyone, and Jake and Janice, thank you for the kind words and introduction. I think first and foremost, I want to really thank Jan, Pam, and Boyan for all their really hard work in bringing this symposium together. I think as many of you may know, there aren't a lot of ovarian cancer specific conferences or I guess workshops that are dedicated to just ovarian cancer, particularly around immunotherapy. And so that was one of the reasons that we really wanted to bring some of the experts in the field together to have a half-day symposium on ovarian cancer to really help spread knowledge and awareness around this disease, not just to scientists, but also to patients and potentially caregivers that are out in the audience today. As Jake already mentioned, ovarian cancer is a very deadly disease, and there are very few treatment options, and the reality is the symptoms of ovarian cancer are quite benign and often associated with other illnesses, bloating, pelvic and abdominal pain, frequent urination. Pap smears do not detect ovarian cancer, and so as a result of that, most women diagnosed with ovarian cancer are diagnosed at late stage, and their survival outcomes are poor. As Jake briefly mentioned, I lost my mom to ovarian cancer in 2016, and her story is really all too familiar to many of the women diagnosed with ovarian cancer. She fought really hard to beat the disease, but after many rounds of chemotherapy, remissions, relapses, and clinical trials, she lost the battle. She was 61 years old, and she was definitely my best friend. Each and every one of us is affected in some way by cancer, whether it be ovarian cancer or not. And this is one of the reasons I'm really passionate about some of what I do to support the ovarian cancer community and the OCRA. Hopefully there can be a day where no mother or father or daughter or son, husband or loved one has to go through the loss of their friend, their family to cancer. With regards to ovarian cancer, you will see throughout the symposium from experts in the field on some up and coming treatment options, hopefully. But the reality is there really isn't much out there that's effective for especially late stage disease. And so we need to fund more research aimed at detecting and treating ovarian cancer. And not only that, we need to expand access to care. Because if caught early, the survival rates from ovarian cancer are actually quite well, upwards of 90% 5-year survival rate. And so, together we can all help change that. And today's symposium is just one of the strides that we're taking together to really end this horrible disease.